Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us here on Up with KREM. I'm Channing Curtis.
Glad to have you here with us on this Monday morning. I'm Tim Pham. Well, parts of the inland northwest are still a little bit frosty and even foggy this morning, as some locations still under a winter weather advisory.
So let's go ahead and get right outside to meteorologist Jeremy Legoo in the Outdoor Weather Center with more on what we can expect as we're starting off this Thanksgiving week. Good morning, Jeremy.
Oh my goodness, it's Thanksgiving week. I know we keep talking about it, but every time I hear it, I go, I still haven't done any shopping. Please leave a couple turkeys, maybe just one. I'm not gonna eat more than one, but you know, haven't done it yet. We'll get to it though. So this morning, something rather interesting going on. We have moisture down near the ground. That created a little bit of frost as the sun comes up. It's warming things up, kind of melting some of that frost as it hits it. That puts a little bit of moisture in the low level of the atmosphere. We're under a ridge of high pressure that causes sinking, that pushes that moisture down. With cold temperatures, that moisture is condensing and we're getting fog or freezing fog, and that's depositing more rime ice on things. So this morning, expect a foggy and somewhat slick commute in a few areas, and that is starting to include Spokane. So just kind of take it a little bit slow. Fog in Coeur d'Alene and fog there in Sandpoint as well. Temperatures down near or below freezing. But as Tim mentioned a bit earlier, we also have winter weather advisories in place. That's for up and over the northern Rockies and up and over Lookout Pass. You're heading down Interstate 90, a little bit of patchy freezing fog, and it's dense enough in a few areas that we're talking slick roads from that rime ice depositing on the roads. Kind of interesting. Aside from that, we have a very dry mid-level of the atmosphere. So as we get a little system moving in later, we have to first saturate the atmosphere. I think this is this first push of moisture. By tonight, we'll get enough moisture in the mid-levels of the atmosphere. We have it down near the ground, that's the fog. And then we have the storm moving in, so what we'll wind up getting is more widespread snow overnight. There's not much moisture, and this thing moves fast. In fact, by tomorrow morning, it's already working its way out, and by the middle of the day tomorrow, we're looking at much better conditions across the region. Today, well, it's that patchy morning fog, but as the sun comes out, remember that mid-dry layer in the atmosphere? That's going to play a big role in just how sunny we get. So by this afternoon, it's temps in the 40s with plenty of sunshine, but right now, this 29 and freezing fog, it's got a bit of a bite out there.
Well, this is the first full week all Americans are now eligible for the COVID-19 booster shot.
As we approach the holiday season, health officials are urging people to get vaccinated and get the booster shot as well. But it still remains unclear how often people who were fully vaccinated against coronavirus might need those boosters in the future.
Whether that's every 6 months, yearly, or not at all, Dr. Anthony Fauci says researchers are monitoring it very closely.
We would hope, and this is something that we're looking at very carefully, that third shot with the mRNA not only boosts you way up, but increases the durability so that you will not necessarily need it every 6 months or a year. We're hoping it pushes it out more.
People 18 and older are eligible for Pfizer or Moderna's booster shot after 6 months of becoming fully vaccinated. Those that got the one-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine are eligible 2 months after being fully vaccinated.
When you get the booster shot, the CDC says to expect similar side effects to your second dose. In a study done by the CDC, 79% of people reported pain or swelling of the arm. 74% also experienced a fever or a headache.
In the meantime, new data is revealing just over 17 million fully vaccinated seniors have received their COVID booster shot. Now, this is actually concerning to some public health officials because 40 million people ages 65 and up have been fully vaccinated for at least 6 months now.
7:05 now. It is time for your morning rush. More news in less time.
Spokane Mayor Nadine Woodward issues a new proclamation to expand Small Business Saturday. So this proclamation is meant to support more than 10,000 businesses during the holiday season. Woodward cites small businesses as a major factor in boosting the area's economy during the pandemic. Small Business Saturday started over the weekend and will continue every Saturday leading up to Christmas.
A fascinating cold case in Spokane solved. Police identified the man who killed 9-year-old Candy Rogers back in 1959. Candy went missing while she was selling Campfire Girl mints. Her body was found 2 weeks later, but her killer was never located. Earlier this year, a forensic lab tested DNA from Candy's clothes. The test led police to John Rayhoff. Hoff was 20 years old at the time of the crime. He died by suicide in 1970. The discovery closed a 62-year-old case. It also brought closure for law enforcement.
This is a bittersweet moment for all of us, and definitely more bitter than sweet. You had the kidnapping of an innocent 9-year-old who was brutally and violently assaulted and murdered. 9-year-old who had absolutely no concept of evil that exists.
Investigators closing this case say that this also means closure for Candy's family. The news was bittersweet for the remaining members of her family, as Candy's parents died before they could find out what happened to their daughter.
She was an only child, her mom was an only child, and so that's really sad that they passed away with not knowing who had taken their granddaughter and daughter's life.
The Hoff family, it was Hoff's daughter, Kathy, who submitted a DNA sample to help the investigation.
Very, very sorry for what my dad did, that he took her life horribly, and that he took her mom's life, really, took her dad's life. He took more lives than one.
Now, with the revelations from Spokane police, Kathy hopes Candy's family can find peace.
That is your Morning Rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKrem on social media. Get excited. We are just one day away from Tom's Turkey Tuesday, and this year we are expecting a lot of first-time families for the Thanksgiving food drive.
So KREM 2's Nicole Hernandez is live at the Spokane County Fairgrounds this morning as supplies are being delivered today. Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning. So cars will be lining up right where I'm standing right here, and the gates are actually already open this morning. Volunteers are heading in here, getting ready for Tom's Turkey Drive, of course, starting it tomorrow morning. And I caught up with a person who says that they heard of Tom's Turkey Drive before, but this is the first year they're actually going to be able to attend.
Thanksgiving comes and goes every year. But for Shauna Atwell, this Thanksgiving
I'm excited.
is going to be special.
I have a son who's coming and a few other people who are coming.
She's hosting Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
Something she wouldn't normally be able to do. Just the grocery shopping alone is hard for Shauna.
It's just difficult for me to stand in line. Okay.
But walking around doesn't even compare to the hurdle at the end of the trip.
Yes. I live off a disability paycheck, and I operate with food stamps. Things have been very difficult.
That's why we find Shauna here at Salvation Army's food bank.
I come here about once every couple of months.
She's picking
Broccoli, yes.
and choosing
Thank you.
what will go well
And pasta, if I can get one.
with her turkey.
The turkey.
One she may not have been able to afford if it weren't for Tom's Turkey Drive.
And so I'll have enough food for everybody.
This year, giving meaning to Shauna's Thanksgiving.
It's such a blessing. It's such a wonderful thing.
In Spokane, Nicole Hernandez, KREM 2 News.
So that building there is where Tom's Turkey Drive will be happening tomorrow morning. It is a drive-through event, just as a reminder one more time, starting at 7 a.m. tomorrow, going till 5 p.m. or until we run out of meals. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
Still ahead here on Up with KREM. KREM 2's Laura Papetti joining us live after the break. She's answering your most asked questions, but also, look at this, she's cooking up a special dessert. I can already tell you, I taste tested it. It's pretty dang good. You're going to want to stick around to learn more about this and Tom's Turkey Drive happening tomorrow, Tom's Turkey Tuesday.